Well, the Democrats had a tough year. Not only did they lose the 2024 election, or at least didn't question the loss, the people seem to have lost faith in them. And as we watch Donald Trump and his team systematically dismantle our government and listen to the vice president and the Speaker of the House talk about ignoring the Constitution to give the executive branch complete power to act without checks and balances, the Democratic Party seems unprepared or perhaps unwilling to be the opposition that we need. Now, saying that, there are many aspects to the Democratic Party. It's not just the representatives in Congress, some who are not in leadership but are really stepping up and fighting back. But we also have these amazing Democratic governors who are standing firm for their states and the rule of law and the importance of federalism in the face of tyranny. We have local Democrats and state Democrats and all the various committees from the DCCC to the DSCC. But when people think of the party, especially in the absence of a clear leader, it is the DNC, the Democratic National Committee, that they think of as leadership, whether that's true or not. So today I'm going to have a conversation with the newly elected...
No, you can't just say that. Whether it's true or not. Hold on, let's repeat that again.
That there are many aspects to the Democratic Party. It's not just the representatives in Congress, some who are not in leadership but are really stepping up and fighting back. But we also have these amazing Democratic governors who are standing firm for their states and the rule of law and the importance of federalism in the face of tyranny. We have local Democrats and state Democrats and all the various committees from the DCCC to the DSCC. But when people think of the party, especially in the absence of a clear leader, it is the DNC, the Democratic National Committee, that they think of as leadership, whether that's true or not. So today I'm going to have a...
No, not whether that's true or not. All these so-called Democratic leaders have all been on the same team. They've been playing good and bad cop, hell, for the last 60 or 70 years or so. To you foreigners, or you immigrants, and... other people, I'm going to call them others. You better wake up. This has always been and always will be a good cop, bad cop country where they come to you as if they're Christians and they're so holy and they're so righteous and they're so loving, and really they're working with another group that you think hates you. And little do you know, the one that's being nice to you is helping the other one fuck you from both sides. Oh, for real. You're getting it every which way. You're getting it with no grease whatsoever. I want you to listen to this, and I want you to tell me. Now, hold on a minute. Hold on. What you don't know is this game is not a new game. This is a game that's been played over and over and over and over. This is 1993. Joe Biden is partially bragging and partially asking for support to pass this bill that everybody thought was, the Republicans did this. No, it was the Republicans and the Democrats. He's the leader of the Democratic Party. But just listen to him brag and boast about he's presenting this new crime bill. But I want you to listen to his words now. Remember, this is your buddy now. Remember, the Republicans are the bad guys and Joe Biden's supposed to be the good guy, right?
Let me set the record straight on this bill. The underlying bill, which is now the Biden-Hatch bill, was the Biden bill. A guy named Biden wrote that bill, and he wrote that bill by going down and sitting down with the president.
Stop. He's talking about himself, all right? He's bragging and boasting and asking for support. Hold on. Run it back.
Let me set the record straight on this bill. The underlying bill, which is now the Biden-Hatch bill, was the Biden bill. A guy named Biden wrote that bill, and he wrote that bill by going down and sitting down with the President of the United States of America, not with his Attorney General, not with anyone else, with Bill Clinton, President of the United States of America, who between the time he got elected in November until the time he was sworn in, called me at my home on 6 separate occasions. And he unfortunately doesn't need a lot of sleep. Sometimes literally, and I say this on the record, as late as 11:30 at night, to discuss why I wasn't moving quicker on the Biden crime bill from before. I sat with him, not with his attorney general. He wanted 100,000 policemen. He does not view this as a social issue as opposed to trying to bring peace and security to the streets. As governor of the state of Arkansas, he presided over, as governor, the execution of individuals within the state and the death penalty. He supports the death penalty. He is the fellow who insisted that I bump this up from initially to when I said, where are we going to get the money? He said, well, all I know is I want 100,000 cops. I made that commitment. He had endorsed the Biden crime bill as a candidate when he ran. He is the one who talks about the need for stiffer penalties. So notwithstanding the fact, some of the old Democrats and former presidents who were Democrats before Carter, I suspect, I don't know who we're talking about here, but in the old days, it is true. When Richard Nixon was running for president, Richard Nixon used to talk about law and order, and the Democratic response was law and order with justice, whatever either one of those meant. I never knew. I was running then in 1972. I didn't think Richard Nixon knew what it meant, and I didn't think the opposition knew what it meant. This president is very, very straightforward and simple. He knows there are two basic steps here. One step is you must take back the streets. And you take back the streets by more cops, more prisons, more physical protection for the people. He also understands what my friend from...
More cops, more prisons. Hold on, he's not done talking shit.
Texas understands, and it doesn't talk a lot about, but he signed on to in this bill. He also understands the need to keep people who are first-time offenders, who are nonviolent offenders, or who are potential first-time offenders who haven't gotten, I yield myself an additional 3 minutes, who, in fact, are people who are getting themselves into the crime stream for the first time, that they should be diverted from the system. So I hope this crime bill, when it passes, the Biden-Hatch crime bill, as it becomes law, God willing, I hope that we will have ended once and for all this notion that is a hangover from the 60s, that somehow Democrats are weak on crime and Democratic presidents are weak on crime and Republicans are tough on crime. The truth is...
Stop. Now remember, when Obama was running for president and he won in the primaries, he picked for his vice president not Hillary Clinton, but Joe Biden. And Bill Clinton hurried up and rushed to make a press conference. And Bill Clinton said that when Obama chose Joe Biden to be his vice president, he, quote, knocked it out of the park. Now remember, see, Joe Biden and Bill Clinton go way back before Clinton became president. And then Clinton became president and asked Joe Biden to put together this crime bill. And Joe Biden put this crime bill together. And Joe Biden is asking Congress to support his bill, which they passed his bill. But I want you to listen to him. He's not done talking shit and bragging. Hold on.
Every major crime bill since 1976 that's come out of this Congress, every minor crime bill has had the name of the Democratic senator from the state of Delaware, Joe Biden, on that bill, and has had a majority vote of the Democratic members of the United States Senate on the bill.
Hold on.
Bill.
Say it again.
Has had the truth is, every major crime bill since 1976 that's come out of this Congress, every minor crime bill has had the name of the Democratic senator from the state of Delaware, Joe Biden, on that bill, and has had a majority vote of the Democratic members of the United States Senate on the bill. So one of the things I want to do in addition to ending the crime is end the political carnage that goes on when we talk about crime. Crime is not Democrat or Republican. Making the streets safe is not a Democratic or Republican issue. This is one of those issues I hope this passage of this bill will be taken out of the gridlock category and moved into an emerging consensus. And the consensus is as follows, and I will cease when I finish this statement. The consensus is A, we must take back the streets. It doesn't matter whether or not the person that is accosting your son or daughter or my son or daughter, my wife, your husband, my mother, your parents. It doesn't matter whether or not they were deprived as a youth. It doesn't matter or not whether or not they had no background that enabled them to become socialized into the fabric of society. It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society. The end result is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe, shoot my sister, beat up my wife, take on my sons. So I don't want to ask what made them do this. They must be taken off the street. That's number.
I don't want to ask what made them do this. I don't just listen to the shit he's saying. Hold on.
One. There's a consensus on that. The Democratic chairman of the Judiciary Committee, the Democratic president of the United States of America, the Democratic attorney general, the Republican leader of this effort, Senator Hatch, the Republican senator from Texas. We all agree on that. Now, we can find some fringe folks in the study groups on the right wing and left wing, libertarians and left-wingers in my party who say, no, that's not what we should do. But politically, that consensus has been arrived at. I acknowledge there was not that consensus in the 60s. There is today. There's a second thing that we all have agreed upon, and that is unless we do something about that cadre of young people, tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision, without any structure.
Hold on. I want you to remember all these words he's saying. Hold on. He's really talking shit.
About that cadre of young people, tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision, without any structure, without any conscience developing, because they literally, I yield myself 3 more minutes, because they literally have not been socialized. They literally have not had an opportunity. We should focus on them now, not out of a liberal instinct for love, brother, and humanity, although I think that's a good instinct, but for simple, pragmatic reasons. If we don't, they will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now. And Madam President, we have predators on our streets that society has, in fact, in part because of its neglect, created. Again, it does not mean because we created them that we somehow forgive them or do reasons. If we don't.
I want you to remember all these words, all of the things that he said they were. They grew up without parents. They weren't allowed in society. They were forbidden from society. They're kept from making progress. There ain't no education in the school. There ain't no books in the schools. All these types of things, right? Now they become antisocial because in society we don't allow them in society. We won't give them jobs. We confine them into these ghettos and shit. These low income, all these things. And then he fucks around and says these words.
They will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now. And Madam President, we have predators on our streets that society has, in fact, in part because of its neglect, created. Again,
because society's neglect created them. I want you to listen to his words he's saying. And he said before this, he said, we have made a consensus we don't want to ever discuss anymore. How they got that way, why they're that way, We don't give a damn about that no more. We're not even going to address that. Hold on.
Predators on our streets. That society has, in fact, in part because of its neglect, created. Again, it does not mean because we created them that we somehow forgive them or do not take them out of society to protect my family and yours from them.
Hold on. Because society has neglected them, it has in fact created them this way. I want you to listen to his word, because see, nobody ever analyzed what Biden actually confessed. They systematically, by accident, created a people to evolve into a certain condition that they themselves created and then neglected, and basically just said, fuck them. Hold on, he's not done talking shit.
They are beyond the pale, many of those people.
Beyond the pale, that means that they can't be fixed. I'm just listening to what he's saying here. He's saying we created them this way, we neglected their condition once we made them that way, and he's saying many of them cannot be helped. The condition we created in them can't be fixed. Hold on.
Beyond the pale. And it's a sad commentary on society. We have no choice but to take them out of society. And the truth is, we don't very well know how to rehabilitate them at that point. That's the sad truth. You're looking at the fellow who was one of the primary architects of the Sentencing Commission. You know what the basic premise of the Sentencing Commission is? I know the presiding officer knows. It was the first time in 80 years we rejected the notion that the condition of sentencing must be related to how long it would take to rehabilitate. I'm the guy that said rehabilitation, when it occurs, we don't understand it and notice it. And even when we notice it and we know it occurs, we don't know why. So you cannot make rehabilitation a condition for release. That's why in our system, there's the federal system, you serve 85% of your time. I remember when it was going on, when I was making these arguments in the late 70s, they used to call it Biden's same time for the same crime provision. It's a shame, but we don't know how to rehabilitate. But there is a consensus, and I will cease. A, we must make the streets safer.
Stop.
They used to call it Biden's same time for the same crime provision. It's a shame, but we don't know how to rehabilitate. But there is...
We don't know how to rehabilitate them. We fucked them up so bad that we can't figure out how to fix them. They're unfixable. They're beyond the pale. And now we've come to a situation where instead of giving them their own land and bidding them Godspeed and thanking them for their years of service to this great nation, instead of that, they decided to, through this crime bill, put more cops on the street and build more prisons. This is just amazing. That's just amazing. It's great confession. And the Democrats were in on this shit the whole time. So it's good cop versus bad cop. So when you start talking about whether or not, they're talking about Trump right now. Look, listen, the Democrats are going to just wink at this shit. You notice every one of Trump's nominees got through? Kash Patel is the latest one. He's going to be confirmed on Thursday. Maybe even tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Maybe sometime tomorrow night, late tomorrow night, or sometime Thursday. And Kash Patel, when he gets in there, it's over. They're tearing the whole system apart. So let's say you got Social Security benefits and stuff. They're going to kill all of it. They're going to kill everything this country became and start all over. You know what they're liable to do? Give everybody back all the money they put into Social Security and bid them Godspeed. And it would be cheaper for them to do that. But this country is going to go up in an uproar, and I predict that when a bully has so much of this within them, these people themselves cannot be fixed. Now, hold on. I know he's talking about black people. I know he's talking about African Americans, right? But I dare say that white America cannot be fixed. When they get done picking on these immigrants, oh, they're not done yet. They're just getting started. Come July, around the 250 year of the Declaration of Independence, they are going to do the most. It's going to be like back in slavery days. The laws that they are passing in these states are so fucking brutal. Eternal, indefinite detention centers. And he wants people to do their detention in another country. And I was looking at El Salvador. El Salvador has like 40,000 beds openings or something. I can't remember. It's a ridiculous amount of beds that they have open. The most notorious prison in the world. Look it up. El Salvador. And right now they are inviting world leaders and media people from all over the world to see what they have to offer, because it is a for-profit prison. Let me say that again. It is a for-profit prison that houses the most dangerous criminals in the world in El Salvador. And they are waiting for the rollout. They got plenty of beds for me. They're waiting for just watch it. They got them all. They're doing like Sheriff Arpaio in Arizona, where he gave he had a tent jail in Phoenix, Maricopa County, that's Phoenix. And he gave all of the male prisoners pink boxer shorts, and they were staying in the tent jail. That was some brutal shit. Well, El Salvador has picked up on all that. All the stuff we do in the United States, they're doing it. They don't have pink boxer shorts, but they all are wearing nothing but boxer shorts. No blankets, no nothing. They just cuddle up in a cell like, what was it, 30 people in a cell or some shit? And oh, it's horrible. And a hole in the ground for a toilet, one hole in the ground for a toilet, and a big barrel of water for them to, drink some water out of. Yes. And then they make it, when they walk, they have to walk bent over. You should see them getting out of the bus where their hands behind their back cover. They have to walk bent over. They can't walk upright. It's forbidden for them to walk upright. They have to walk bent over. But anyway, just look it up for yourself. The world's most dangerous prison, the worst prison is El Salvador. Just look it up for yourself. Anyway, that's what's coming. It's a whole lot of stuff coming. They're about to remake Guantanamo Bay and make that like a pit stop, like in Illinois. You got to go to Joliet first, and then you go to your design prison. You got to go to the pit stop first. Well, they want Alcatraz to be the not Alcatraz. Yeah. Is it Alcatraz? No. Guantanamo Bay to be the pit stop. They are opening up Alcatraz for people to go in detention, but I don't think that's going to take off. But they're trying. They opened it up for. They got 2 prisoners now, or 2 detention people in detention. I don't think that's going to last very long because it's so old. But anyway, I'm saying, don't think that the Democrats love you just because they're fighting to defend the rights of women and immigrants and illegal immigrants, and they're begging African Americans to participate. I don't see a lot of blacks participating. We did all the legwork, and you know what? It's not that we don't care, it's that we know that nothing changes unless white America changes. They have winked at this shit for 60, 70 years. And now the chickens have come home to roost. Why? Because white people can't be fixed. In other words, the curse that they placed on others has been embedded in themselves. They have the lust and thirst to see other people suffer. And so now it's come out, there's not enough people now that they themselves are suffering. This is something you can't turn off. This is like a curse sent from God. And I look, please don't take this wrong. This is a spirit. It is. All you have to do is watch. Elon Musk and President Trump had an interview today on Sean Hannity for about an hour. And just listen to him talk. Or listen, Elon Musk had an interview the other day where he said, no, we don't want to leave part of the agencies. We want to destroy them completely, because if you don't, then they can slowly be put back together. So he's using the playbook of a guy named David Webb, the African American that's on Fox Radio in the morning on Breitbart somewhere. I can't remember what time. I just remember his name is David Webb, and a few years ago he said, and he suggested that when they do get back in power, for them to tear up all these agencies and tear it up so bad that it would take 50 years to rebuild it. That's what he said, and they're doing just that. They're tearing it all apart to where it would take 50. By the time they tear it down, when you go to court, they say, and the judge says, well, you're right, you can stop now. They say, well, we can't. We've deleted the agency, and we've deleted all the data, and all the computers have been destroyed. There's nothing left. We're sorry, Your Honor. We're sorry, Your Honor, but there's nothing left. Yeah, we complied with your order. We stopped, but hell, there's nothing left. Sorry. That's where we're at now. And what's so bad about it is they're going to wait until around the midterms, and they're going to start rolling out all these factories that are going to be data mining and preparing for AI and artificially intelligent robots. And if you haven't seen the movie Asylum, I'm going to say it again, watch that movie Asylum. Asylum. Oh, you know what? Asylum. Trying to see how to, yeah, that's it. Oh, it's free now? Oh, you don't even have to pay for it now. It's free now on YouTube. There it is, Asylum. Watch that movie Asylum. Where they're going to be the haves, and the goddamn have-nots are controlled by robots. Yes! You're going to be down here working, and the robot's going to be telling you what to do. And who? Hold on. Now's the time. Hold on. Made to do this now live on, let's see here. The U.S. is to begin a mass deployment of come on now. Mass deployment of humanoid robots in less than 4 years. February 13th. This is just a few days ago. This is not a sci-fi movie. In the next 4 years, the United States will launch 100,000 humanoid robots that will work in factories, warehouses, and other sectors. That's not enough. If that's all they got, we ain't got to worry about it. 100,000 of them in the next, well, I don't know, bro. Once they start working, if they can mass produce them like that, they can make a few million. These robots, designed by a company called Future AI, will be able to perform physical tasks, understand spoken commands, and even interact with humans naturally. They will have artificial intelligence. They will be able to learn and adapt to the environment. Man. Brett Adcock. I need to look him up. He's already closed agreements with large companies to deploy its robots in the industry. Is that right? They've already been tested in BMW factories. I'll be darned. As soon as they start mass producing them, it's a wrap. Cameras and sensor detectors, advanced hands, and hold objects, speakers and microphones, artificial intelligence, brain capable of learning. 100,000. Is that right? Well, if you say 100,000 humanoid robots equipped with AI, able to adapt with any environment, and then you add on top of that autonomous tractor trailers, autonomous container trucks, that's that right there. That alone is a game changer, because they ain't gonna start with the 53-foot trailers. They're more likely to try to start in the, if they can perfect it in the ports, it's a wrap. There's a port already overseas that is 100% autonomous. The whole port, all of it is autonomous. I wonder if they got a, hold on, autonomous, fully. Port. Let me see. Here it is, right here. Whoa.
Mundell over the Port of Los Angeles, seeing something unfold many folks probably didn't know about. The port is going automated. Artificial intelligence and digital technology are moving and powering commerce here.
These are drones.
Containers are lowered onto trailers, and within seconds, those trucks drive off. They know where to turn, where to drive, and where to drop off their cargo. They even yield to each other when one crosses in front of the other, and there are no humans in sight.
Four-wheel steering. These are cool.
The old supply chain, so to speak, is no longer in place.
Professor Nick Vyas.
Hold on. That was 5 years ago. So, tell them what they're doing now. China?
This is the smartest port in the world. It's located 60 kilometers away from downtown Tianjin, a coastal metropolis southeast of Beijing. China operates more than 34 major ports and 2,000 minor ports across the country. But there's something unusual about this port. On the surface, it looks like any other shipping harbor, filled with cranes and containers. But here's the catch. It's very rare to find employees working on the ground. Instead, this terminal is fully automated using 5G, cloud computing, AI, and robots to operate the entire workflow. This is Terminal C of the Tianjin port, and this is the story of how China built the world's first smart, zero-carbon shipping terminal. China is the manufacturing hub of the world, with over 70% of countries now counting China as its top trading partner. But 3 years of zero COVID has
Autonomous, this is 2 years ago, the first fully autonomous mobile warehouse. This is Amazon. The whole warehouse is fully automated. Amazon warehouse. They pick the order, box the order, put a label on it, mail it. Stock the warehouse, all that. So, so the future, everybody thinks they know it. Oh, I saw something about hold on. No, we saw that. I heard something today. Hold on. See now, and this is by Forbes now. Forbes, you can kind of trust Forbes. Hold on a second here. Musk is thinking about, Moles means he's pondering it, sending all Americans $5,000 checks. Now, why would you do that? Why would you do that, man? Oh, you want me to pay now? All right, I'm just gonna have to find another article because nope, we're not paying for that, man. Today. Well, I mean, do things kind of, let's see here. Americans online have been urging Doge to release the stimulus checks, with one viral TikTok saying taxpayers could get as much as $8,000. Really? $8,000 to get rid of your Social Security, your Medicare, your... Just imagine they say, hey, let's give them all $8,000 and let's just wipe the books clean. I'll be damned. It was their money in the first place. $5,000 per household. Okay. Not $5,000 per person. $5,000 per household is no money. Watch out for the trap. $5,000 per household. All right, well, he's talking about it. He's thinking about it. What are you talking about? Oh boy. Really? Really? No. So if they save 2 trillion, they want to use 20% of that in order for all the American people to look the other way. I'm sorry, that's not going to do it, man. And I wish I could read this. $5,000. This doesn't say per household. Well, it's $5,000 per individual. That's still a trap. No, that's a trap. I ain't falling for it.